video, I want to walk through the interface and help you get a bit of groundwork into understanding your bot so that you can begin to make better trades. So once you launched, which we already did, you'll see that we have here our currency pair. You have BTC and ETH. What this means is that you'll be trading BTC to be able for the bot to purchase ETH or Ethereum. If you want to change this, you can just easily go in here and say, I want to change this to Steem. I know the ticker by heart. Or if I want to trade something else like Fun. Or if I want to trade into something else like GNT. It just means that you're going to trade your Bitcoin for whatever ticker you want here. For us in the Gunbot Army, part of East Coast Crypto's Discord group, we typically market Bittrex. So hopefully you bought your bot and bought it with Bittrex if you want to be a part of the Gunbot Army. Then you have your API key, which you've already purchased. Already set up in your account and used it when you purchased, and the secret key that you got from your account, whether it been Poloniex or Bittrex or whatever, what have you. All right, so I quickly want to talk about this side of the screen. We'll get into strategy settings in the next video, but I want to talk about this side of the screen, and I'm going to go over this really briefly because I talk about it again in another one of the in the videos coming up. But this side is important that I wanted to at least get some explanation in. Now, I took a screenshot of my trading. This is part of my trading screens from my computer in another room. This is actually from the trading machine. This is not my trading machine. This is my work computer. So you can see I have a bunch of tickers that are loaded on my trading machine. This is old. It's you can see the date that it's actually trading from. You can see that this is the BTC value that I currently had in my Bittrex account. You can see that this is the balance of how much KMD I had purchased. Of course, the date of the trade that was on this machine. You can see the low Bollinger Band, because I do have Bollinger Band setting. It has high Bollinger Band, but I'm not using that for my sell. You can see the last price of what the price it was, and what price, if I didn't have a trade in this already, what price currently it would be set to wanting to buy, and the price it wants to sell at based off of what these settings are. So my Bollinger Band at 5 is basically saying this is going to be the price to buy, and since I'm using a step gain and using these values, which I'm actually changed recently, I'm now at 2.5 percentage. None of these settings are the same anymore. If in my updated videos for Crypto Plunder, you can see this. But yeah, my last price, my price to buy, is where it'll use these levels to try to buy. This level, excuse me, this level here to try to buy, and this level here to try to sell. Okay, and then here, of course, this stuff's really not important. It's, right now, it's just saying that it's waiting to sell. The price is too low to sell for this particular ticker and transaction. You can see here the last buy price of when it bought, the last sell price for when it did do a sale, and then you can see the profit that you have that you've accumulated so far that this ticker has been running. Now, one of the annoyances I have with Gunbot, which a lot of people have, at least with the version that I'm talking about, which is 3.3.2, is the fact that when you load, it does. If you close this out and you load it up again, it's not going to keep where the current profit is, and there's no real record for you to do this. This is one of the reasons why I created the spreadsheet that I'm working on. Still haven't launched it and released it yet. But you'll see your total profit here. You could copy and paste this, or you can just load this up shut this down, stop, start the ticker back up by loading that KMD value back in, and then starting it up for the day, and then just keeping a track day to day on what your profitability is here. It's an annoyance, but it's something that you can do. here you can load a ticker. Once you save your tickers, like I know another complaint people have is the fact that they every time they load this up, by default their API key is not in there. It's because the system doesn't save or store any of that information. So what you do is you just simply, once you've saved all your information to a particular ticker, like I said, this one is my default, it's default to ETH. So I just set it up, I save it, and then when you click load, it's going to load your settings right back up. Then you just change your tickers right on out. So I just, okay, if I wanted this to be, if this was ETH and I wanted it to be KMD, I could save this, make my settings here, change this to the whatever ticker, click save, and then when I load it manually again by clicking the load button and pulling and it shows up, now I could have all my settings preset. So it's an extra step for you to do. You do not need to type this again. The minute you save it and save it as a ticker, you do not need to load it again. I mean, you don't need to type it again. You just load that ticker back up, and then once you load it, just change the ticker name to the ticker, the currency pair, click save, make your changes that you want for that ticker, click save again, and then just start. So because that way you'll have your API and your secret. All right, so I just wanted to talk briefly about this side of the screen so that you can get an understanding of how to use this side a little bit better, and not go through so much frustration that I've seen others have.